Hello everyone, my name is John. Today I will tell you how to set up integration to transfer new rows from Google Sheets to PeopleForce. This is necessary to automatically transfer new rows from Google Sheets to other systems. For example, in PeopleForce you can create new tasks and work with them conveniently in the future. Now let's move on to the setup. First, you need to create a new connection. Next, you need to select the Google Sheets data source system. Now you need to select an action, Get Rows, New. At this stage you need to connect your Google Sheets account to the ApiX-Drive system. In this window you must specify the login and password of your Google account. At this stage, be sure to check all the access boxes. When the connected account appears in the list of active accounts, select it and click Continue. At this stage, you need to select the file and sheet from which we will receive new lines. Next, you need to select the line number from which you want to start uploading data. For example, if you have 1000 rows in your table and you don't want to transfer all these rows, but start with a new one, then you need to enter the number 999 in this field. In this case, I have only 2 rows in my table. So in this field I will indicate the number 2. At this stage you can set up a data filter. In this case there is no need for this, so just click Continue. Now you see the data that is in the selected row of Google Sheets. If you are satisfied with everything, click Next. At this point, setting up the Google Sheets data source has been successfully completed. Now you need to move on to setting up the data destination. Select the system PeopleForce. Next, select an action. In this case I want to create new tasks. At this stage you need to connect your PeopleForce account to the ApiX-Drive service. In this window you need to specify the API key. To get it, go to your PeopleForce personal account. Then go to Settings. Find the API Keys section. Click Generate. Specify a name for the new key. Copy the API key and paste it into the appropriate field in the ApiX-Drive system. When the required field is filled in, click Continue. When the connected account appears in the list of active accounts, select it and click Continue. At this point you see the PeopleForce fields for creating a new task. In the Employee ID field, you need to indicate the ID to whom the task will be assigned. In order to find out the ID, go to your PeopleForce personal account. Next, go to the Directory section. We choose who we want to assign this task to. For example, Forrest Michael. In the URL field, copy its ID. Paste this ID into the appropriate field. You can then assign variables from Google Sheets to PeopleForce fields to create new tasks. In order to do this, click in the field and select a variable from the drop-down list. We can also enter data manually. To go to a new line, use Enter. When the required fields are filled in, click Continue. At this point you see an example of the data that will be sent to PeopleForce as new tasks for each new row from Google Sheets. If you are not satisfied with something, click Edit and go back a step. In order to check the correctness of the settings, click Send Test Data to PeopleForce. After successful sending, go to PeopleForce and check the result. If you are satisfied with everything, return to the ApiX-Drive system and continue setting up. This completes the configuration of PeopleForce as a data destination. Now you need to enable auto-update and select an update interval, for example, once every 5 minutes. That's all. I wish you successful integration settings and good luck.